Well, friends, this is the last time. Alright, so friends, we tomorrow are hitching up with the Wildwood for the last time. What do you think about that?
It's kind of sad, but exciting too.
This, friends, is going to be our goodbye tour video. So at some point in time over this weekend, we're going to take you through the trailer. We're going to tell you what worked and what didn't.
That means it has to be clean.
That means, yes, that means the children have to be good and organized throughout the trip. But if it's not clean, that's part of why it didn't work out for us. So we're going to tell you all about that. Here we go, friends. Last hitch up. Not the last time towing it, of course, because we'll have to tow it back home and then to the dealer. Then friends, on the new rig, we're going to have to see if the tailgate is going to open, because we turned this jack sideways to get the tailgate to open so we can let the dogs in and out. And hopefully on the new rig it does, but if it don't, then we're going to have to figure something out. So look forward to videos on that, and pretty much everything we've had to modify on this one, friends, we'll be redoing. Alright, looks like we're all loaded up and we're headed out for the last time in the Wildwood. We'll see you at the campsite for the old goodbye tour. Alright, well friends, we're here at Blackwater Falls State Park for the goodbye tour of our 2019 Wildwood X-Lite 19 DBXL. But what this channel is really about is the places that this camper has taken us. And so throughout our tour journey here, we're going to give you our top 6 favorite places that we've gone with this rig. So we'll give you 2 now. We'll tour the outside of the rig, then we'll give you 2, and then we'll give you the tour of the inside of the rig. We'll save the best for last. So the best places on the East Coast that we've been will be at the end of the video. We're going to start with the 2 more popular places that we've been to. So the Smoky Mountains is the first one.
Oh yeah, although I think we preferred the North Carolina side of the Smoky Mountain Range versus the Tennessee side of the Smoky Mountain Range.
Yeah, we stayed in Franklin and did some hiking and driving and stuff in the Nantahala National Forest, which was just an awesome place. And every hike that we did in that area
was beautiful. The
weather was nice. We were there about this time, I think, last year.
Yeah.
And the whole trip to the Smoky Mountains, even the stuff we did in the national park, definitely makes our list. The next adventure that we really enjoyed was going to Cape Henlopen in Delaware. Generally speaking, we like going to the beach as long as the weather is conducive for being at the beach. And that trip, we did get to swim, correct?
Yeah, we got to swim once. Maybe it was only once.
We didn't have a whole lot of time there. That's a place we could have used another day. The highlight of the trip for us was the Cape May Lewis Ferry, and we took that over to Cape May in New Jersey, and Rachel planned a bicycle trip for us.
It was a little bit longer than I think we were anticipating.
It was beautiful. We enjoyed the lighthouse in Cape May, and Cape Henlopen itself has a lot of World War structures and things, and so the whole area was very fascinating, and plus we were at the beach, so it had a little bit of everything for everybody. We really enjoyed that. So friends, this is our rig. It's 26 feet and gross vehicle weight of 7,500 pounds. We originally chose this one size-wise because we had a half-ton truck at the time, and this is kind of the biggest that you can tow with a half-ton, in my opinion. And we were maxing out our payload on the truck we had just with this rig, so I would not recommend you try to go bigger. On the front here, we turn the trailer tongue jack sideways. There's a video out on that. And we have 2 100 amp hour batteries for boondocking. And those get us through a good while, almost 24 hours I think, without hookups before we have to run a generator or something. So we're intending to do something similar with the new one. Pass-through storage here. Nothing crazy or special about it. These totes are the right size that they fit in there sideways like that. So that's why we chose those for this space, and I have several of them. We have stabilizer jacks with the JT Strong Arms, and they really help keep the rig stable. I don't know if it's the size of the rig or them or a combination of everything, but it doesn't shake. at all compared to other people's campers that we've been in. So I think this is like a 10 or 12 foot awning, something along those lines. The new rig we're excited for is over 22 feet. So the awning will be a lot bigger. We have it halfway out right now because when it's windy, we don't want it to blow away. We've seen too many awnings get blown away. We have leopard solid steps, which I'm sure if you've been following the channel, you're going to understand how much we hate these. Don't mind the trash that's next to them. We are on our way out. The nice thing about this is it does have an outlet out here. So like we always have this table kind of set up right here. And this outlet works for like electric cooking appliances. We have a deep fryer we can plug into here. We use this camp stove as opposed to the stove that came with the rig because the one that came with the rig didn't work very well. It was one of them induction things. I love this outdoor kitchen space because of the storage that it provides, especially since I modified it. You can see that goes way back in there. Originally there was a wall here, so you couldn't actually put stuff back there, which was kind of dumb. But I'm going to miss this space. This is probably the only thing that I'm going to miss from this rig is this space here because it's a great storage space. And it does have this table as like a outdoor prep area. So we may have to get another one of those to compensate for that. And then it has a sink and a water hookup. So this hose plugs into there. It's great to have water available outside. But like I said, the new one, the awning goes over top of the outdoor kitchen. So even though the outdoor kitchen isn't as nice as this one, you don't have this in between, and you can cook outside in the rain. Here, like if you was going to use the stove that came with it, you were standing out in the rain. And now, walking between it, I got this in the way. In the new rig, I will no longer be bashing my head off of this every camping trip. The new rig is higher, and it has a different style of awning also, so that's one of the drawbacks people might not think of to an ultralight is it's shorter inside, it's shorter outside, so you don't have the ceiling space inside and the awning ceiling space out here. All in all, friends, the outside is the most important part of the camping experience, and really this camper doesn't have a lot of drawbacks outside except for the awning and the stairs. Towing this length of camper with both our half-ton and our new 3/4 ton worked out well. The towing experience of this is great. The size of it is great for fitting into sites. We're going to have a hard time getting sites now because our rig is 10 feet longer. We're going to have a hard time getting into gas stations now because the rig is longer. This thing, you can go anywhere. You don't really have to plan your route because your height is low. It's freedom to, travel as you would if you weren't towing something behind you. So some of that stuff I think will be missed. And like I said, getting into some of the best sites at a state park like this, if you're 10 feet longer, you don't get this site. And this is one of the best sites here. So just know that going in. If you can put up with some of the drawbacks of the small size, there are benefits to it. Our family's just a wee bit too big for 26 feet. All right, well, we'll continue on with our favorite locations and then to show you the inside in just a bit here. Hopefully you enjoyed the tour of the outside of the rig. It's a little cold out there, but now we're going to talk about our journey to the Finger Lakes in New York, which was a fantastic trip. We stayed at Toggennock Falls near Ithaca.
We did a lot while we were based there. We did Toggennock. I think we did Watkins Glen when we were based there. What's the one that started with an R?
Robert H. Treman.
That one. I think we both liked that one a lot.
Yeah, Lucifer Falls at Robert H. Treman was a really fun adventure. It was an awesome hike. Watkins Glen was an awesome hike. We enjoyed that area quite a bit. And so it makes our list for the top 6 places that we've ever been to. And these are in no particular order, by the way. Okay, so our next one on the list is Colonel Denning State Park back in our home state of Pennsylvania. That place, the campground is beautiful and small and quiet, and it has everything that we like in a campground.
I think we mentioned it at some point during the Blackwater episode that we liked being able to walk straight from our camper to the destination we were trying to go see.
We found that with Pennsylvania state parks, the best thing to do is find a small state park to camp at, surrounded by beautiful state forests with a lot of destinations in it, and then you can use that state park as a base and hike the area. And we did the Flat Rock Trail, which I think is part of the Tuscarora Trail. It leads to a beautiful overlook. It's a beautiful hike, and it's our favorite hike, I think, in the state of Pennsylvania. So, and then we had a nice site right on a creek.
Yeah, that was nice.
So I would say that's probably the nicest campsite that we've had, probably anywhere.
Where we stayed in Cass, that was right on the river, so
that's
that was
true
nice.
too.
That was a good one.
We've got the stream right in front of us, and they're blowing the whistle.
It's hard to pick.
The Colonel Denning just had all the ingredients to make it to our list, so that's why we chose that. Now we're gonna take you through a tour of the inside of the rig and show you in here what's worked and what hasn't for us over the years. Alright, so here we are on the inside of our tiny little camper, but we're going to tell you mostly about what's worked in here for us.
Well, yeah, I mean, just having a warm, enclosed place to sleep during cold fall nights is a plus, so.
Well, and it's a small space, so it's easy to keep warm in here. We've run out of propane, so we haven't been able to even use the propane furnace, but we have a little electric space heater, and it's been warm in here the whole time we've been here. The only problem with that is you can't leave it on while we're not here.
Yeah.
So it does get cold while we're out and about, whereas the propane furnace, I do leave it on a lower temperature while we're not here.
So when you first walk in, we've got our couch and then our Murphy bed. It's worked out pretty nicely. It's better when the bed is up during the day so that we have enough space to walk around and actually live in the camper. But it's a decent couch. We have enough space for us to sit down and maybe one child or one dog, depending.
Like a lot of rigs this small, you either get no space because the bed is down permanently, or you don't get a couch at all. So that's why we chose this rig. We chose it basically because of the Murphy bed, and it's easy enough to fold up and break down. She does it with no effort.
I mean, you lay her down.
The bed's a little bit of a mess
but
that's the beauty of it is we don't have to make the bed. The bed disappears.
It's really hard to make. It's really hard to make this bed. Okay.
One drawback to this space is I don't like the lack of storage up there. A lot of rigs, they do have storage up there, but because of the Murphy bed design, you lose that.
Well, and while it looks like we have storage with that shelf, it's not really. We can put extra pillows and extra blankets up there, which is nice for in the fall, but that's not really what I consider useful storage.
But the two side cubbies, are the full length, just like any other rig. Now, what I will tell you is a drawback to this setup, though, is the pass-through underneath is right underneath the couch there. So from an insulation standpoint, cold air gets...
It's better when the bed is down because the bed blocks that cold air draft coming through the pass-through.
Yes. You also want to be careful what you store in your pass-through because any odors or anything can get into the rig because it's not closed off.
And up onto our pillows.
Yes. So, just beware of that. But we overall have really enjoyed the Murphy bed setup.
Something else I really like is this window right here. So when it's hot, but not hot enough for an air conditioner, this is a really nice window to have right by your bed.
Yeah, it's a big window.
Nice breeze window. It doesn't... There we go. I can close it.
So we're going to move on to everything else.
Yeah, look, this is it.
This is what you get.
Something else I like too is this fold-up shelf. So usually this travels down, folded down, but this is a nice...
That's the only counter.
So it's very nice to have that. Otherwise we would have no counter space at all.
Before we got the percolator, we used to keep a coffee pot there. So, I mean, it's good for that. But the percolator we like because we do boondocking sometimes and don't have electric. So it's one thing for both purposes.
And now you're going to hear me rave in the new rig about all this kitchen storage space, but this has worked out pretty good. I mean, we just have these two doors here, and yes, it's a mess, and it's because there's a lot of stuff shoved in there, but it's worked out. I haven't had trouble finding anything. You have, but I know where things are in there, so I haven't.
There's a lot of storage over here, too.
Yes, there is.
I have issues with that particular storage space.
Yeah, I mean, this is our linen cupboard back here, and it is very difficult to get the towels out of there. It's shoved way back in the corner.
Yeah, I do wish they'd have done something differently with that space. and have it be more segmented. So, but it is what it is, and I could have probably modified it, but I never did. So
now this we added to back in the kitchen. Sorry, but this we added. We did not have a place for paper towel storage, so I'm actually gonna miss that a lot.
We may take it.
Okay, but that's been nice. It's up out of the way. There's a lot of light in this camper. Lights everywhere. Light, 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 light. There's just the lights everywhere, and it's a small space, so all these lights really count. So this drawer, I have a love-hate relationship with this drawer. It's fallen off. The face of it's fallen off. I also wish it was an oven, but it has been nice. There's a lot of storage in here. 5 pots in there and a skillet.
Our new rig has a real oven, so that should be fun because there's things that you would like to bake.
Yeah, I bake a lot. I didn't realize how much I baked until I had to start planning menus for camping that have no baking. Apparently I make a lot of casseroles, so I'm excited about that. But
the microwave does work. It's not a convection thing, is it?
No, it's not. It's just
a regular microwave.
We've used it. I could probably count on one hand the number of times we've used it. We've used it more for storage than we've actually used it as a microwave, so.
Yeah, sometimes we keep bread and things in there. But it is nice to have a microwave. We did use it the other day.
We used it this trip, so.
So it's... Some people like cooking with microwaves. I just don't.
Again, love-hate relationship with the fridge.
It's a big refrigerator.
It's very big.
It's 12 volt, which we like.
But you'll notice we had to add some modifications of child locks on here because these doors fling open going down the road if they're not latched, so.
This is an earlier, like when the 12 volt fridges first came out. And I guess they thought that these doors would stay shut on their own because of the suction, because there's no way to hard latch them. Well, let me tell you, they do not stay closed, and when they do fly open, bad things happen.
Ask us how we know. I guess that moves us back over to this space. A really nice window on the campsite.
Oh yeah. Like right now it's great because we can look out and see our site, and our site here at Blackwater Falls is a beautiful one.
Yeah.
The kids are finding sticks down in the woods here. This is our beautiful site, Site 61.
I guess there's been deer down in the woods, so we've been able to see that. It's just a really nice window on the campsite. The booth, it's okay. It's served a variety of functions actually for us. We obviously use it for eating, clearly for storage. When William was a baby, instead of putting him in the bottom bunk, we laid this down like we were going to make it a bed, and then we put the pack and play on top of it because, well, there was nowhere else in this rig to put the pack and play, and when he was first born, that's what we needed to do. So
in a lot of cases, you won't get a space like that that's convenient to put something like that for a newborn. So people get inventive with different things.
It's what worked. You'll see what we modified after that to move him into the bunk.
And it does lay down into a bed for,
right.
You know, if we were gonna, we never used it for that though. It's a good option to have.
Yeah, and there's storage under each of the seats. Just real quick, we'll take a peek in the bunks, but these have worked out pretty well. Right underneath William. Hi. Right underneath William, Ryan put in some extra storage for us. That was kind of some dead space, and we needed a little bit more storage in this rig, so extra camp chairs go in there, dirty laundry goes in there, some of the kids' toys go in there. It's nice to have that extra storage, and then each kid has their own bunk. They're obviously a mess because they're just filled with toys to entertain them on rainy days or when we're doing something like this. So it's worked, and now that we're getting rid of it, I finally figured out a way to jury rig like a private changing room for us. I don't know why I never thought of it before, but if you just put magnets on the fridge over top the curtain, and voila, private changing space. That was something I never liked about this rig. You cannot get dressed in the bathroom. We'll show you why in a minute.
The sink is outside.
Yeah, the sink's not inside the bathroom, but it's functional.
It was a big drawback for me.
Yeah.
When we first looked at the rig. I did not like this rig just because of that, and it still doesn't make me happy.
So, Ryan put us in a new medicine cabinet and a new faucet.
It's way too bright over there. Turn the light off.
So, this has been really nice. The stock faucet was really super low. You couldn't, like, brush your teeth with it. So it's been fine. Storage under here. It's okay. And then the bathroom. So you can kind of see why there's really no space to get dressed in here. After a shower, I almost always have to have this door open and come out here and get dressed. I just can't. I'm too cramped. Maybe I'm just claustrophobic, but I can't function in here.
It's too small. Having said that, I am questioning whether our new bathroom space will be any better. So with an RV, you make some sacrifices. Your other alternative is obviously to use the bathhouse, which we don't do because
so much crap to have to carry over for children. Not worth it. But what was nice about this rig was it had a bathtub. So when the kids were really, really small, Sarah was William's age when we first started, about 1.5 years. So when they were that young, it was nice to have a tub to put them in to get them cleaned up, rather than a shower. I don't know if you've ever tried showering a 1.5-year-old, but it's no picnic, I'll tell you that. But we added this little shower caddy for, it's empty right now. I'm prepping us to get ready to go home, so all the shampoo and stuff's in the tub for travel, but that's nice.
Command strips.
Yes, it is a command strip shower caddy. These are command strip towel hooks. Those are not.
Tell them about the towels.
Oh yeah, I did recently upgrade us. I think it was just this season. Everyone talks about those Turkish towels, and I gotta say they're right. They do dry, but they also, I've found that they don't really dry you very well. I always feel like I'm getting dressed and I'm still a bit damp from the shower. So, but they take up less space. They dry really quickly, and they work.
That's the inside of the 2019 Wildwood X-Lite. It's functional. Most of the time.
It's worked, but we've outgrown it.
Like we've said, it's taken us to some of the greatest places on the East Coast, and so now these definitely are our top 2 places that we've ever been to. The first one we want to talk about is Grayson Highlands State Park in Virginia, and we were just there recently. We took the kids and we hiked 10 miles to the summit of Mount Rogers, which is the high point of Virginia, and we got to see all kinds of stuff.
It was a beautiful hike. I'd like to do that hike again, even. Well, maybe not all the way up to Mount Rogers, but I'd like to explore around the Wilbur's Ridge area a little bit more. We were able to see wild ponies and their foals. We were able to see longhorn cattle. It was just a really special experience getting to hike through herds of horses and herds of longhorn cattle. It was beautiful scenery. So we have to go back.
There's a lot of hiking to do in that area, and just like the Pennsylvania state parks, that park in Virginia is surrounded by the Mount Rogers National Recreation Area, and it's really that is the destination. Grayson Highlands is a beautiful state park, though, and there is some hiking and things to do there. We did the Pinnacle Trails, and the scenery in Virginia was unexpectedly awesome, because I had no idea that Virginia had scenery quite like that. So yeah, I would say that's definitely the top 2 for us. But our favorite trip ever was pre-YouTube, so I only have pictures to show you, no videos, but this is the trip that kind of inspired us to create the YouTube channel, because it showed that the adventures that we could do and that we could have were worth sharing with people, because there are awesome things to do out here in the East Coast. So Harper's Ferry, and it's funny, we stayed at the KOA in Harper's Ferry, and that's about as much as Harper's Ferry as we did on that trip. We had done the town in a previous trip with Rachel's parents, but when we were there, it was during COVID times, and so exploring a town like that just was not a worthwhile experience to us, being around people and things like that. So we chose to kind of get away from people and bike the C&O Canal Trail. We started at Riley's Lock, and then we biked into Great Falls of the Potomac. We got to see Olmsted Island and the Maryland side of the falls. And if you've never been to Olmsted Island, it's a very unique ecosystem, and it's a very unique place. And then, of course, Great Falls of the Potomac is a destination in of itself, and I would actually really like to go back there and see the falls from the opposite side of the river.
It's gonna be hard to beat the side that we were on, though.
But yeah.
I think we were on the best side. I don't know. I don't have any comparison, but I like the side we were on the best. It was beautiful.
So the C&O Canal, we've gotten rid of the troublemaker. The C&O Canal is a beautiful bike trail, and it's definitely something we want to bring more of to the channel. I like biking with all the locks and historic structures and things like that.
We explored a lot of that around there.
The KOA at Harper's Ferry, it gets a lot of trash talk on the internet because the sites are close together and things like that. So this is essentially our site here. This is site 108, Harper's Ferry KOA. It's a water and electric only site. I almost recommend the water and electric only sites, this particular KOA, because they seem like they're bigger than the full hookup sites. And since we were only here for 3 nights, we can do really well with just the tanks. And we're gonna dump here when we leave. One of the awesome parts about this rig that we've owned for the last 4 years is we could get into some smaller sites, and because of that, at that KOA we chose just a water and electric site instead of full hookup. So our site was a lot more secluded, and we've had that happen at several other places where, because we chose water and electric and because our rig is so small, we got the best sites at the campgrounds. Even like this site here at Blackwater Falls is one of the better ones here at the campground, and we couldn't get in it with our new rig had we had it. So, but there are some big rig friendly sites here, so
yeah, we've scoped that out already.
We've scoped that out because we are planning to come back here. That's it for this video, friends. Stay tuned to the channel to see what our new rig is. There'll be 2 episodes here at Blackwater Falls following this one, and then a backpacking adventure, and then we'll be revealing the new rig and all kinds of modifications and technical stuff, weight distribution hitch, all that is coming. So be sure you're subscribed. We post videos usually Thursdays at 5 o'clock. Sometimes there's an extra one thrown in on a Sunday. But yeah, that's all I've got. Hopefully the kids didn't mess up this video too much, and we'll see you next week.